Welcome to Narrowboat Chef. Today we are going to be cooking a risotto. It's going to be a garlic, chicken and pea risotto. And a lot of people think it's quite a difficult dish, but...
No, it's not quite as difficult as everyone thinks it is. If you follow the steps that we're going to show you here, it's not any different than most rice dishes. In fact, I find risotto easier to cook than just boiled rice.
Yes, so if you follow this video, you'll be able to make an awesome risotto. Let's get cooking!
Yep. So at this point you would add onions and start sweating the onions off before you add the rice. But when we were shopping earlier, we forgot to buy onions.
Wasn't on the list.
I know, but I thought we had onions. What we're looking for here is an ever so slight change of colour. We don't want to brown the rice or anything like that. We just want to cook it out, basically like seal the kernel, the rice a little bit. And then after you do that, it would be good to add a nice splash of wine in to help deglaze the pan, add a bit of flavour to the rice. But we've run out of wine because we don't drink on board. It's not necessary, it's just something fancy.
We were really prepared for this one, weren't we?
Well, we only got the onions. We weren't going to put wine in it because we're not big alcohol drinkers.
No.
Right, so with risotto, unlike a lot of other rices where you just put the correct amount of fluid with the rice and then just bring it to the boil or let it sit, with risotto we add it a little bit at a time because we don't want to overwhelm the rice. We still want risotto to have a firm rice. The rice has to still be firm, almost like a pearl-like texture on the tongue. You'll be able to see once it starts getting like the rice level the fluid level starts getting a little bit low and sticky. You just want to add some more stock until it's all gone.
While Ryan is cooking the rice, I'm sorting out the garnish, and we're going to use sweet potato shavings, I suppose you'd call them?
Crisp sweet potato shavings.
Crisp sweet potato shavings, because my mum said we had to do it, basically. She likes this particular garnish.
Yeah, I remember last time I did them. It took me forever to finish it because I kept having to make new ones because people kept picking at the ones I had already just finished.
Yeah, they're very popular. They add a nice splash of colour to the dish as well, so. And
texture too, because it's nice and crisp and often creamy texture.
So it serves multiple purposes as well as being super tasty. So to do the sweet potato crisps, all you have to do is peel the sweet potato and then just keep peeling it, basically. You'll end up with little thin strips of sweet potato.
So at this point we're going to set the rice aside. It's still a bit wet, but as it sits it'll absorb the last bit of the moisture. And we're going to start the main bit, the chicken and the bit of a creamy sauce with it, the garlic creamy sauce we're going to have with the risotto. So at this point I put my pan on for the chicken, but I've also put a small pan with a bit of oil in it for the crispy sweet potato. I've only put about half an inch of oil in, and once that heats it'll expand by about 20%, but you only need about that much oil, hot oil, to really cook these crispy potato in. And I always suggest that you get a pan much bigger, a pot much taller than what you would think you would need for oil, especially when you're shallow frying or deep frying stuff. Always go for something a little bit higher, that way if there's any splashes or any water drips in, it's less likely to go everywhere. The secret to get these crispies is very hot oil. That's one of the reasons why I suggest all the safety protocols. You always have the bigger pan. Always have your equipment, what you need for it before you start. Because if you put something in, it starts burning, you don't have everything together. So obviously a perforated spoon, a plate to put your hot chips on, and some cloth or paper towel to absorb the extra oil. We want to do this in relatively small batches, so this small amount will probably 3 batches, 2 or 3 batches. Don't just chuck it all at once, you don't want to crowd the pan. And remember that when we're deep frying something or shallow frying something, we're removing the moisture, and the more moisture that's in there, the more likely the oil is about to spit. So we just chuck it in a little at a time. So what we're looking for and how we can tell that they're done is, apart from the color change down to a nice deeper color, but also once you put it in, you see it all bubbling up. That's the moisture. You want those bubbles to go away first, and once they're gone, just leave them in for a little bit longer until they start getting that deeper color, then straight out onto the paper towel to reduce that. At first when you bring them out, they'll still seem a little bit soggy in that. Don't worry, once they start drying out and cooling down a bit, they will stiffen up
and become crispy.
Crispy. And seasoning them a little bit helps that too. So that's our creamy garlic chicken and pea risotto with a crispy sweet potato garnish. The beginning of the recipe where we did the risotto is a basic base that you can use with any other type of chicken, tomato, you know, anything you want.
To make a risotto.
Risotto. And if you don't want to turn it vegetarian, you just substitute the chicken stock with the vegetable stock.
And obviously don't put the chicken in.
And the butter, if you want to go vegan.
For vegan, yeah.
Yeah. You just break the whole pile.
What?
There's like a whole pile of them down here. You always have to make extra.
Mmm. Crispy.
Because I do have to admit, I think I ate about a third of it already. I do like that texture.
It's good. It adds something to it. It's good.
Well, we're going to go eat now. And then probably fall asleep because it is quite a heavy dish. It always makes me sleepy.
Always nap time afterwards.
Yeah, always nap time.
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more cooking videos. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.
Happy birthday to you.
So it's my birthday. Maggie's making me work on my birthday. Cooking my own birthday dinner.
I'll make you dessert.
What do you make?
Apple crumble?
Yeah, right. But if you feel your way to making vanilla panna cotta.
I don't think I've got the ingredients to make panna cotta.
No, we don't, do we?
No.